And I promise I am not trying to brag in any sort of way that like, oh, my labor was so easy. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Hallie, if you don't know. And about 2.5 weeks ago, I gave birth to the most perfect baby girl ever. And so today I'm going to be talking about my birth story, my easy birth story. And yeah, so that's pretty much all. I'm holding her, so sorry if I keep looking down at her. I just love her so much. But without further ado, let's just jump right into the video. So my birth story starts on Monday, October 28 to Tuesday, October 29 at about midnight. So I had gotten up to go to the bathroom, and when I went to the bathroom, when I originally gotten up, I noticed that like it felt like I wet my pants, and it wasn't a lot of liquid, it was just enough to wet my underwear. So I didn't really think anything of it. I thought, I'm 38.5 weeks pregnant. I probably lost a little control. So to me, I didn't really think anything of it other than I probably just lost a little control over my bladder. So I went to the bathroom, and then I changed my underwear and then went back to sleep. And I woke up about 45 minutes later, and then I just really wanted a glass of water. So I got up to get myself a glass of water, and it happened again. This is when I started to think that something was wrong and that I should probably check in on this. So I did get myself the glass of water, and then I woke Chris up and told him, hey, I think my water's leaking. And I think I think we need to go to the hospital, but I'm going to call the doctor just in case. So I came out to our living room, called the doctor, and they said, yep, come in. So I called my mom. She got my sister, because I wanted my mom, my sister, and Chris all in the room, the delivery room with me. So I had called them, and then me and Chris drove to the hospital. We had gotten there about 1:30 in the morning, and then we got checked in, and a nurse took me and Chris to a room to examine me, make sure this really was labor and my water really was leaking. And at this point, it's probably around 2 in the morning, and she examined me, and when she was examining me, my water did fully break. She said she couldn't even feel the sac of fluid anymore after it broke, and normally you can. And then she told me I was between 6 and 7 centimeters dilated. Now this to me is crazy, because I had 0 hard contractions. I was having contractions, like I could feel them, and they were about 6 minutes apart, but they felt like Braxton Hicks contractions, so it felt like I've had these before, like it's nothing. I figured the contractions, when I had them, would be excruciating pain, but they weren't. So I was really surprised to hear that I was between 6 and 7 centimeters. So they moved me to the labor delivery room, and then got me hooked up to like an IV and antibiotics, because I had the group B strep, so they had to put me on antibiotics and monitor me for like 3 hours or something like that. It was a long period of time. It was between 2 and 4 hours. So, and then after they were monitoring me, they wanted me to progress on my own. My contractions were getting closer together. They were probably about 2 to 3 minutes apart, and then I was between 7 and 8 centimeters dilated after like 4 hours. So then I had gotten an epidural. A lot of the nurses tried to convince me not to, because I wasn't having hard contractions, I didn't need it, but I said, no, I'm getting it. I didn't want to feel anything. So I didn't want to feel if I tore, I didn't want to feel stitches, I didn't want to feel like anything. So yeah, I didn't want to feel anything, so I wanted the epidural, even if I wasn't having hard contractions. But my contractions were slowly getting harder and harder. And by the time they would have gotten really hard is when the epidural kicked in. Now, I know a lot of people are really scared of getting epidural, like they think things can go wrong, and they said that like sometimes people say like the needle really hurts. If you have a good doctor, like it did not hurt for me. It felt like a normal, like a regular shot that I were to get. So it felt like a regular shot, but it felt like just one in my back. And I can understand what people say, like, it hurts with the pressure that they put on you because they, like, push on your back and stuff. But, yeah, it doesn't hurt at all. So don't let that scare you if you're debating on getting it, like, the pain of the epidural. It doesn't hurt. And then, so I had 0 hard contractions, and I don't know if it was just my body reacting. I don't know why it was so easy. And I don't know why I wasn't in pain. Anyway, so I got the epidural, and then the epidural actually made my contractions slow down and almost stop. So what they did is they gave me, I can't think of the medicine, the medicine that they give you to, like, induce you and stuff. I don't remember what it's called. If I can, I'll, like, pop it up on the screen if I remember, or if I look it up, figure it out later. But so they gave me that, and then I was slowly progressing again, but I wasn't progressing as fast as they wanted me to. So what they did is they actually ended up putting me, and they did this thing called, like, shaking the tree, and they put me on my hands and knees. They'd flip me over, which is really difficult to do when you have an epidural, by the way, because you can't really feel much of your legs and you can't really move much. But they put you on your hands and knees, and then they took a sheet and they, like, shook my butt, which I was dying laughing the entire time they were doing this, but it was, I thought it was hilarious. But it had moved my labor along quite quickly. And then after they did the shaking the tree thing, they checked me and they're like, yep, you're 10 centimeters dilated. She's fully in the birth canal. It's time to push. And at this point, it was 9:25 when I started to push. And they start with, like, what they call practice pushes, but it really is not a practice push. Like, you're actually pushing. They say practice pushes, but, like, you're actually pushing. Oh, stop freaking out. Anyway, so I had pushed for 25 minutes. And I know a lot of first-time moms, they said the average for a first-time mom is an hour and a half. And me, I was like, there's no way I'm doing an hour and a half. So I pushed for 25 minutes, and it was nice because I could still feel all of my ab muscles. Like, I could feel everything. So tip for if you're wanting to get pregnant, do ab exercises. It really helps to have abs before pregnancy and be able to use them during labor. I did tear a little bit, so I did get internal stitches and a little bit of external. And then, yeah, they moved me to postpartum, and I had my beautiful baby girl. That is pretty much all for this video. I will be doing a postpartum video and telling you how I recovered, or how I'm recovering, and then track my progress and stuff from there. And then I'm also, check out for my next video, which is going to be meeting my little girl, meeting her. And so I will do a video fully on her. You'll be able to see her, and I will tell you more about her weight and everything like that, and everything that went on with her after birth. So yeah. So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Go follow me on Instagram if you want to see any pictures of her before the next video. If you would like to see me and follow along during my postpartum recovery. So yeah, please subscribe and like this video because it really supports me, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. But it's all the same, I could have foreseen